Everyone, my name is Mr. Waitrich, and I am the instructor for the Algebra 1 semester course or the Introduction to Algebra course. So a handful of people emailed me saying that they're not going to be able to attend the first day for a variety of reasons. And on the first day, we're going to go over just sort of the nuts and bolts of the classroom, some expectations, and these are going to be the same for either class. So whether you're in my Algebra 1 semester class or my Introduction to Algebra class, I'm going to be using sort of the same PowerPoint to go over these details. So I thought I would make a quick screen record of this stuff so that way you can see what it is you missed in class. Now, one thing, unfortunately, you're going to miss is introductions. Okay, so have everyone stand up, say their name, all that other fun stuff. So maybe that's a bummer, or maybe you're incredibly relieved that you don't have to go through that activity at the very beginning. But that is how we started everything off. And then we have some business items. 2/3 of this are still on Canvas, so you didn't miss out too much on that. So the schedule and syllabus, those are up on Canvas, and they kind of outline what we're going to be doing. And then the syllabus, just again, the rules and the policies of the classroom. We'll talk about the syllabus in a few minutes here. Textbooks, I also distributed those to you. When you come back, we will distribute the textbook to you. Big thing about the textbook is that these are owned by Jesuit High School, and they use them just for summer session. And so they're loaning them out to you, and they're expecting them to be returned in good condition at the end of our 5 weeks together. So, please don't lose it, and please take good care of these textbooks. Okay, so now let's kind of shift gears here, and we'll talk about sort of the expectations I have for you as my student for the next couple of weeks. The first one I think really does encompass it all, which is just respect. I think we all kind of get how school works. You should come in and you should be respectful to me as your teacher. You should be respectful to your classmates. You should also be respectful to Jesuit's facilities, the classroom. I myself am a guest at Jesuit High School. I don't teach there during the school year, and so I come in with sort of that respectful mindset as well. Like, I am a guest, and so I want to treat everything that they're letting me use with great care. And so I expect you to do the same thing. Ultimately, this is summer school, and we don't really have a lot of extra time, and we don't have time for nonsense. So I'm just going to expect you to be respectful for a whole host of things. Next is a little saying I like to sort of start off all the classes I teach with, which is work hard, play hard, and pray hard. It's sort of my mantra to how to be successful in the classroom. Since it's summer school, we won't get too much into the pray hard part at the very end there. But this is summer school. We have 5 weeks to accomplish what normally gets accomplished in 18 weeks. And so we have to come in with this mentality of working hard. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to have a lot of hard work ahead of us for the next couple of weeks. But at the same time, I like to do a lot of fun, crazy things. So we'll play hard as well. But the thing is, we got to work hard first. And the harder we work, the more fun we can have later. All right? And that's what I'm hoping is going to happen in our class. It's been before COVID, we would have a lot of fun in the classroom, and so I'm looking forward to kind of bringing back that lively classroom atmosphere. But it all starts with respect, and then we got to work hard, and then we can play hard. Now, I want to go over a couple of things that we went over in class about the syllabus, some of the big points that you got to be familiar with. So this kind of is exactly what I just said. For a summer session, we have 23 days, which is 46 hours. During the school year, you'd have about 90 days for a semester, which is like 74.7 hours. So you can see there's a bit of a discrepancy in how much time we have versus how much time you usually have. And it's something we can do, but we just have to be very intentional about it, and we have no time for nonsense. I mean, we have to be very focused here. All right. So with that being said, you have to come prepared. Homework has to be done. A catchphrase I started using in my own classroom during the school year was mise en place. It's a cooking term that means to have everything in its place. And so that means that you have everything chopped up and ready to go. You've measured out all your ingredients. You have all the pots and pans you're going to need. You have it all set out before you. So that way you can just very quickly throw in all the ingredients and you can cook whatever it is you're cooking. Likewise, in the classroom, you come in, homework should be very accessible, should be ready to go. So that way when I say, hey, let's go over our homework, you're not rifling through your backpack for 5 minutes trying to find it. I'm like, hey, I got some problems for us to do. You shouldn't be looking for a pencil. You come in, you sit down, you have your notebook out, you have a pencil out. I mean, these are some basic things that are going to happen in a classroom. And during the school year, we kind of get caught up in, transferring from class to class and stuff like that. So sometimes we forget to take these things out, but that ends up being a bit of a time sink. We lose a lot of very valuable time if we're not ready and we're kind of, slowing down for everyone to get their stuff out ready to go. We're going to be booking it, so make sure that you come prepared, ready to go. Our class meets for 2 hours. That is a long, long time, and I'm not cool enough to fill up those 2 hours completely, or making it very entertaining. So there will be a break about halfway through class, about 5-10 minute break, depending on what we got on the schedule for that day, and it's about halfway through class. So it may be it'll be at like that 45-minute mark. It might be at the 55-minute mark. It might be at the top of the hour. It might not be until 10 minutes into the next hour. Who knows? It really depends on what we're doing. But we will take a break about halfway through class. So I'm going to be posting everything on Canvas, everything you're going to need, what the assignment is, digital copies of any worksheets we'll be using, links to anything that you'll need a link to, videos, stuff like that. But you are also going to post on Canvas. You're going to post your homework. So that means you have to take a picture, scan it as a PDF. I'm not too particular one way or the other. I believe Jesuits' policy during the year is everything's a PDF, but I'm cool with the picture. And you're going to upload that to Canvas so that way I can check it at my convenience. And then this also helps free up time. We're not shuffling papers back and forth between you and me in class. You get to hold on to your homework, but yet I get the record to see that it's completed. I can give you a grade on it. The grade for homework is completion. So if you did it, awesome, you get points. I'm not necessarily checking for accuracy. You should be checking for accuracy because that's going to help you when you have to take an assessment, either a quiz or a test. But I'm just kind of looking at whether or not the homework is done and whether you're taking it seriously. So you'll be uploading all your work onto Canvas. So we will occasionally be using devices during class, but here's sort of the idea. Devices are school tools, all right? They're not just something we can kind of, thumb around with or whatever, play around with whenever we're bored, because that quickly leads to doing things we shouldn't be doing, which quickly leads to being off task, and again, that's just a huge time sink. So the assumption is they should not be out, and if there's ever a question about it. You know what I'm saying? So unless I explicitly say, all right, let's take out those devices and we're going to, go to Canvas, click this link or do this activity, it shouldn't be out. All right? It should be put away until it's been sort of requested. All right, now about the assessments. These are for points. All right, so there will be a test on the second half of class every Friday. And then there'll be a quiz, usually on Wednesdays or halfway between the week. We got a couple of 4-day weeks where that might be kind of thrown off a little bit, but kind of, plan quizzes on Wednesdays, tests on Fridays, including a final on the final Friday of summer session. But yeah, just sort of that's when I'll be doing my assessments. So the homework is for completion points. These are for real points where I'll be checking for accuracy. So you're in the driver's seat for the score you're going to end up getting there. All right, so something you missed in class is we talk about goals. Again, a common theme we've had here is we don't have much time. We have to be very deliberate and focused. We have to be intentional. And so that's the idea with this quote here. You have to name it before you can claim it. You have to have a goal in mind, and that's going to help drive us for the next 5 weeks. So I had kids in class write down their goals, and we're posting them up in the classroom. You weren't here, so unfortunately you weren't able to do that. Perhaps when you come, we can do that, or you can just kind of think of your goal right now, write it down in your notebook, something like that. Because if we're not intentional with our goals, this is what happens. Like we just end up wasting our time. It's not a good look for anybody. But anyways, this pretty much sums up what we did in the first few minutes of class and just sort of going over some expectations and policies and whatnot. If you have any questions, feel free to email me and let me know what those questions are, and I'll try to get back to you as soon as I can.